Why, hello everybody, it's Randy Andy here, and today I wanted to talk about what makes Dragon Ball Z special. Now, there are three main points to this, because when you think about it, DBZ, at its core, if you're not a fan, it's nothing more than just well animated, amazing fight scenes, right? At least that's what people who aren't in the fandom think. But the reality is, DBZ is so special to people's hearts, people who have actually given it a chance and watched it. And I have a couple ideas as to why that is, a couple reasons as to why that is. We're gonna start with the family aspect, right? Which wasn't a massive part of Dragon Ball unless you count in Master Roshi and Krillin and all that. But in Dragon Ball Z, it's almost a foundation of the series, because you have Goku, right, who has his family of Gohan and Chi-Chi in the beginning and then Goten later, but that really doesn't matter as much, Goten, because that's so far down the line in the Buu saga. What does matter, however, is that the first episode we get of Dragon Ball Z, we see Goku defending his kid, first saving his kid, which is just something to, build up the character, to show him as integral and to be like, well, that's the kind of father I'd want to be, obviously not flying around and catching someone with a nimbus, but being able to protect your family and the ones you care about. And then even later, being able to sacrifice himself in order to allow his family to keep living on just a little bit longer until the next Saiyans get there. And I think that is why family is such a cornerstone of the series, and it is part of what makes DBZ so special, because family can hit home with pretty much anyone, whether it's a bad family situation or you've had a good family your whole life. It would still hit home because it's Goku's taking care of his kid here. He clearly cares about his kid, and the family aspect of Dragon Ball Z is great too, because in a way it's kind of complicated, because while Goku cares about his family, he's never been a great dad, but you can see that he does care. He just has his own weird way of caring. Like, Goku comes in and he saves his son in the first episode, which is what any half-decent dad would do, right? But he's still not the greatest dad just in terms of understanding how to be a parent necessarily, but he does have some great parental qualities. There's just some that need to be beaten into him, and that's where Piccolo comes in, because while Goku is dead, Piccolo comes and he trains Gohan, which later makes Piccolo almost like this non-biological father of Gohan. And the family aspect between those two things and many other things is so woven into the Dragon Ball Z series. So when they do go fight, right, not only do you get the sense of camaraderie, you get a sense of stakes, or at least you do in the beginning. When it gets to the Buu saga, it's really not, you don't really get that much stakes, because most people are going to be able to be brought back to life. But from the Saiyan saga all the way through to the Cell saga, there is a lot of stakes pretty much all the time, and you don't want anyone to die, except for like maybe Yamcha. No one really cares about him, right? And the second point, that DBZ has always tried to show that if you work hard enough, you can achieve what you need to achieve. And that is shown through Goku in the earlier parts of the series, and actually throughout the whole series, of him just pushing himself and pushing himself and pushing himself and never giving up, and finding the new limits of going all the way from Kaioken to Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and now even finding that he can mix Kaioken and Super Saiyan God. And he only finds these things through determination and through knowing that he needs to stay as strong as he can in order to protect his family. And Vegeta, in a way, does the same thing. He's always training. He's always trying to be better than Goku. Goku's essentially his inspiration. But the reason why Goku is stronger than Vegeta, at least in DBZ, is because of the family aspect. Goku trains to protect the people he cares about, his friends and his family. Vegeta, however, trains to beat Goku, and that was his only real motivation. We only start to see Vegeta becoming properly strong, on the level of Goku, and maybe even above, because it starts to fluctuate in Super. It's like a little tango between the two. We only really see that happening when Vegeta starts to care more and more about his family, Trunks, Bulma, whatever, right? And again, this will always link back to family because it shows that these characters are at their most determined when it links back to their family being safe, or protecting their family, or even just impressing their family and their friends. A great example of this is in the Battle of Gods movie, where Beerus slaps Bulma across the face, and then Vegeta just goes completely crazy. He gets stronger than Goku Super Saiyan 3 power, while Vegeta is only in Super Saiyan 2. It all ties back to family, ultimately, right? And family is ultimately a cornerstone of what everyone finds to be important, or at least most people find to be important, right? And that is why family is so core to DBZ and part of what makes it so special. Now for the third thing, which will tie in as well as the second one did, the fight scenes. To start off, the fight scenes are done incredibly well, especially for starting in 1989 and ending somewhere in the 90s. The animation did not cheap out, and they used new techniques that really just raised the bar at the time, which when it came out, people thought these fights looked explosive and new and amazing. And even today, when I introduce new people to Dragon Ball Z, they look at the fights and they're like, whoa, this is so well animated, what the hell, right? Sure, there are times when the DBZ fights are a little bit such as in the middle of a fight where it's just like like the same looped animation 3 times over, but that doesn't happen too often. When it does, it's usually followed by like 2 minutes of proper fighting animation that is really well done and originally done and uses proper techniques, new techniques, and innovative techniques. Dragon Ball Super, not sure if I can say the same about it. It's got good animation these days, but it's not like it's breaking any ground. And not only the technique of how the fight scenes are done being so explosive and fast and well emulated with the camera angles, or the virtual camera angles should I say, in the fights, it shows emotion. The fights always have emotion behind them. They always have stakes behind them, right? There's always conversation between the villain and Goku or Vegeta or whoever, right? And I don't mean the stupid standoff thing that happened in normal DBZ with the filler. I'm talking throughout the fight, they're talking about, you know, the destruction of Earth or Namek, or why they are fighting for something, or who they are, or whatever. Like Goku's speech as soon as he goes Super Saiyan against Frieza, or Goku even giving up against Cell to let Gohan take the reins. So not only are the fight scenes well animated, well done, they also have stakes behind them. A fight scene can be extremely well done and you think, oh, that's cool, but if there's no stakes behind them, they don't stick. And that's why DBZ fights stick, because there's always stakes behind them. With Gohan's fight against Cell, the stakes are, is he going to be able to ascend to that new level and beat Cell? Because at first, he's just a little kid getting his ass whipped, and you feel like, whoa, like what the hell? I felt sorry for Gohan when that was happening, because I was like, how could Goku just let this happen? Like, I had a feeling Gohan was gonna surpass, but I felt like, as a father, how could you do that? And then that's where Piccolo stepped in, right? That's where Piccolo showed his paternal affection towards Gohan. Hell, even Krillin, with his brief fight with Cell, that stuck with me, because as weak as Krillin is, he did all he could to stop Cell and get that kid and the mother away, right? So while that fight wasn't necessarily glamorous, it stuck with me because it showed that even the people who aren't the strongest can make a big impact. Then there was the fact of Gohan's strength, and how Gohan always became strong when stakes are high, when people's lives are at risk, and it shows how much Gohan cares for people, and times that gets out of hand, like in the Cell battle, when he actually let his father die because his Saiyan pride kicked in, right? But Gohan always got stronger when stakes are high and people's lives are at risk, because of how much he cares about people. And ultimately, that is what makes the fight scenes, Dragon Ball Z in general, amazing, is the family aspect, the thing of you can overcome anything no matter where you started in life, and the reason that these people fight. Now, it may seem generic that, oh, they're fighting to protect people, but the way they execute how they are fighting to protect people, and the dialogue that goes with that, and the emotion that goes with that, even just in their faces while they're fighting, really does evoke emotion, and is part of why DBZ is special, not just some mindless fighting anime as it may seem on the surface. DBZ will stay with people forever, or at least for a long time. It'll stay with my life forever, even when the animation is completely outdated. And if somehow you sat through all these spoilers and you haven't watched DBZ, I urge you to watch DBZ, but DBZ Kai, because it's a more concise experience. It gives you everything you need: the comedy, the fighting, better dialogue in my opinion, and more brushed up visuals. I would also like to know what your thoughts are on why DBZ is so special, and what you thought about what I said about why DBZ is so special. Please comment that down below. And if you did enjoy the video, like, subscribe, and share so my videos can get out to other people, get recommended to other people, and so that you'll never miss another video. In fact, if you never want to miss another video, there's a little bell next to subscribe that you can click. And with all that being said, this has been Randy Andy, and I will see you in the next one. Solar Flare!